today we're going to be doing a tag video. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel Kazzalistic, and hi to my new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining me. So today it's going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be answering some questions for a video that I've been tagged in by Terri, who is the Yarn Joy podcast here on YouTube. So I would put the link for her channel down in the description and on the end screen as well. So I'm doing this, if you've watched my last update video, then you will have been aware of what's happened to me in the last week. So this is, I'm recording this sort of pretty much immediately after that. I've just composed myself, and so I'll be, this is to kind of get me back in the swing and get me going again, and get the channel back into full swing as of next week. So this is just a little additional video to, just as a treat for you and to help me get back in the swing. Doing YouTube. It's basically a list of 8 questions, and then I've got to tag someone else, so it's kind of tag your it kind of thing. So the first question is, which of your current WIPs are you most looking forward to finishing in 2018? That actually is a project that I started, I think it was about September, October time, which is a pattern out of one of the Simply Crochet magazines. It's one of the little booklets that came with it, which is actually for a bag. I had started it, but it's quite a time-consuming project, and I'm hoping that's going to be one of my videos next week if I get enough time this weekend to do it. And it's basically, I'm going to use it as a project bag, so I'm using slightly different yarn as usual. That's the one I'm most excited about. It involves the tapestry technique. And it's got colour work in it, just 2 colours. I've kept, you know, it's fairly simple, but I actually had a dream about this particular project. I don't normally dream about my crochet, but this time I did. So apologise for the chirping. Unfortunately the birds are picking up on how I'm feeling at the minute, so Chip's slightly more vocal than normal, so apologies for that. And if you're new to the channel, Chip is one of my birds. She's cockatiel. Okay, so question 2 is, which projects are you most excited about starting in 2018? So similar thing. There is one project, it's actually in a sort of, I don't know if you call it a book or a booklet, that Carruthers actually sent me, which is for a sleeveless cardigan. It uses UK Aran weight, which is the equivalent of a worsted weight number 4 in America. So I'm looking forward to starting that. I've been trying to decide on which yarn to use. So I think I've decided on Carat Cake, so I've just got to decide whether to use the one that Sandra sent me, which is the purples, or the one that Grace sent me, which was sort of more mixture of colours. So I'm not sure which it's going to be, but that's the one I'm most excited about, and that will be something that I'll keep for myself as well. Number 3, are there any new crochet stitches or techniques that you would like to try in 2018? Yes, one of them will be the Tunisian crochet. I think it was one of my craft goals for last year, which I didn't manage to do. So that's one of the techniques. Stitch wise, there's loads of stitches, but the one that comes to the fore at the moment, I still haven't tried the waffle stitch. So that is you know, the one that I would particularly like to try this year if I can find the right pattern. Number 4, will you be participating in a crochet along in 2018? I'm hoping so. Now Terri, who is Yarn Joy podcast, so obviously the link's already down in the description, is going to be using the Repeat Craft and Me to make a Christmas blanket. Now the pattern's already been out there. I don't know whether there was a crochet along with that off the top of my head. Terri and I and a lady called Jo, who is one of the ladies that kindly sent me yarn last year, we've all been talking online because we all wanted to join in with a crochet along, but it's quite hard finding out about them. I don't know if you guys find that as well. so Terry came up with the idea, well, why don't we use a pattern that's already out there, and then we can all do it together. So Terry has got a Facebook group, so if you wanted to join the Crochet Along for that, like I say, it's a pattern that's already out there. We're just going to be doing a Crochet Along as a group of people starting it as a new project. So I'll obviously put the link down for her group down in the description as well. So most likely I will probably do that one. So if you want to see what that is, then obviously go and join the Facebook group. But it's basically a corner to corner squares, and there'll be things like a Santa face and various Christmas things, and then you join it all together and create a Christmas blanket, or Afghan if you want the technical term. Okay, number 5. Do you have any yarn goals in 2018? Well, it depends on what you mean by yarn goals, doesn't it, really? To try and use up some of my stash, because I'm fast running out of room, because you guys have all been so incredibly generous to me in the last year, well, the last 2 years since I've been doing YouTube, but in the last year in particular. So I definitely want to use up a good proportion of the stash for charity predominantly, and yeah, I wouldn't mind making a blanket. I have got plans, particularly with scraps. I get a lot of scrap stuff, so I have on a couple of streams started doing a couple of granny squares using scrap yarn. Didn't get very far because I ended up nattering so much that I can't even concentrate to do a granny square. But I'm planning to do a granny square blanket, actually inspired by Sian, which is Sian's Crafty Corner, so I'll put the link down for her channel down in the description as well. And Sian in recent videos has been showing or talking about, in the last month or so, using up scraps and embroidering it with cream, and I really like granny square blankets where it's got the cream around each coloured square and bordered. I think it looks really beautiful. So I'm thinking about doing that with all the scraps that I've got, all the double knit scraps, because I have a lot. So it'll be kind of a bit of rainbow blanket. It won't be, steady colours, graduated or anything. It's just going to be a mishmash of colours all over the place. But I think it will look pretty. So that's sort of, as far as using up yarn and stuff, that's kind of my goals for the year. Which crochet projects would you most like to... Oh dear. You can tell I'm tired. It's been a busy week. Which crochet projects would you like to see more of in 2018? Oh, that's a difficult one. I would like to see more easy crochet garments, particularly for women. There's so many out there for children, and I like doing them, don't get me wrong, I have done them here on the channel. But I find the easy garments tend to be granny square orientated, and although I like them, I kind of like it when they're more closed. If I'm going to wear a cardigan or a jumper or sweater or whatever you choose to call it, I don't like them when they're really open work. I have made one like that, which I used for the summer, which I did last year, which was the waterfall cardigan. But I do like the more sort of closed, where you don't have holes in it. So I'd like to see probably more of that sort of thing. And I'd like to see something like that is like the virus shawl or the virus blanket, where it's a pattern that you can adapt for a shawl or a blanket or various other things. Something that's really nice and relaxing but looks beautiful. I'd like to see some more of that type thing as well, I think. Shout out a fellow crocheter who you are excited to watch in 2018. Well, that's a big long list. That's a huge list. Definitely Terri, who's Yarn Joy Terri, it's such a tongue twister. Yarn Joy, a podcast. Quite excited to see what she does. She does such a variety. She's like me. She does a huge variety of things. So quite excited about that. I'm excited to see what Sian from Sian's Crafty Corner is going to be doing. Zoe and 24 Carat Crochet. Jan Carruthers, who's Urban Gypsy Crochet. Gosh, who else? oh, there's so many people I watch. I'm just trying to think. I think they'd be sort of my main ones. I think the person that inspires me most always is Jada and Stitches. I'm sure most of you have heard of her by now. I started following her when she was just under 1,000 subs. So I've been with her. I've seen her channel just explode over the last couple of years, which is amazing. And her patterns are so beautifully simple and yet look amazing. So I'm really excited to see what Jada's going to produce in the next year as well. But there's a huge long list of people that I watch, that just everybody inspires me. So it's a kind of difficult one to watch. But I'd say overall probably Jada, but everybody, all my YouTube friends, I'm excited to see what everyone's going to make this year, in all honesty. And the final question is, are there any projects that you made in 2017 that you would like to make again in 2018? Possibly the virus blanket, I think, is probably one of the ones that I enjoyed the most. Unfortunately for me, it's time constraints with doing 2 uploads a week and making 2 things finished items a week. It can be a little bit tricky to do blankets. I have got a virus blanket started, which I have talked about on the channel using boho signet yarn. Although I've already started it, I'm kind of classing that because I haven't worked on it in a few months. I haven't worked on it since the summer, so I'm kind of excited to get that restarted. And as for anything new, I don't know, because I don't know, there's so many patterns I'm excited to try. There's one that Margaret Olander has kindly donated to me, a pattern done by Snappy Tots, which is for character hats. There's a cockatiel pattern that Terri from the Yarn Joy podcast shared last year. I'm very excited to do that because I have 2 cockatiels. There's a huge, I'm excited about lots of different things. I'm excited to make some more clothing. That's definitely something that I want to do more of this year as well. But yeah, I think overall, actually, as far as actually what I would make again, it would be the virus blanket. And the last thing just says tag somebody. So I am tagging Zoe of 24 Carat Crochet. I am tagging Jan Carruthers. Sorry, Jan. And Sian from Sian's Crafty Corner. So you 3, you are all tagged, and I expect to see your videos very soon. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, it's a little bit different, just a little bit fun, and just to help me ease back into doing the normal videos and looking forward as my bell would want me to. So that's it for today, a short but sweet one. I hope you enjoyed that. I will be doing a Crafty goals video at some point. I tend to do those early February. I know most people have already done theirs by now. The reason for that is my birthday is on the 3rd of February, so that is rapidly approaching. And I like to have a little bit of time to think about what potentially I am actually going to achieve. So I will be doing a goals video at some point. As far as the channel goes, I have had lots of requests for different things, so they will be I'll be looking a bit more in depth in the 3 books that I showed in my Christmas gift haul. I've also asked for a demonstration with the Clover yarn cutter, so that will be a video at some point. I've also even been asked, in my first stream I was asked to do some basic tutorials of, you know, just stitches and stuff, which is something I'm considering. I'm not going to become a tutorial channel, but I am thinking about doing some of the basic stuff, because I know some of you that are now watching me are new crocheters. So there are a few things that are coming up on the channel this year. So I just want to say, I forgot to say in my last video because I was so upset, Happy New Year to you all. So we're back in the back into the normal routine. So Happy New Year, everybody. I did say Happy New Year in my end of year video anyway, but so this is my first proper craft video. So Happy New Year, and we'll be back to normal schedule next week. So there will be crochet projects next week, so just bear with me. I've just got to get stuff made. It's been a manic week, so that's it. So until next time, remember to stay well, happy crafting, and until next time, remember to stay true to yourself. Bye.